what we've built here is what you can imagine underground. This pink marshmallows at the bottom is like cracks in the rock underground the earth. So we're going to call that our fractured rock aquifer. The Tim Tams here, and if you look closely, you can see some layering in the Tim Tams. Imagine that to be a thick clay layer. And it's very hard for the water to get through this layer. So it's called an aquitard. And on top of it, the white marshmallows, this marshmallow's been chopped up a little bit, and this is more of our surface aquifer. So it's closer to the Earth's surface, and the little bit of chocolate bits on the top there are kind of our soil profile. So you can imagine that. This straw is going to be our groundwater bore. Imagine this is the rain. It's recharging. Can everybody see the level where the milk has reached? You can think about that as the groundwater level. The groundwater level in the lower aquifer being the pink marshmallow aquifer. It's getting higher and higher, but it's stayed at one point there, and that's from the rainfall, holds the milk. Now, going to see what happens when we add a little bit of food dye. It's actually managed to get through from the upper layer to the lower layer through that gap there. You can see once there's a bit of a point source of that action, you can see that that's spreading. You can sort of think about that, about how groundwater can become contaminated if there's a way through the aquifer, like the little gap where the straw is. The lower groundwater underneath the aquifer, underneath the aquitard, the confining layer, that clay Tim Tam layer, it's how groundwater can become polluted. So it's also a good thing to think about. How deep and how much water is underground? A lot more water is underground in groundwater than is in all of the lakes and dams and rivers that you see around the place. So groundwater can provide a really important source of water for communities to draw upon, especially after times of drought when we haven't had much rain. Now let's see what our groundwater bore does to this aquifer. Now, there you go. I've even got a blue tongue. So you can see the groundwater level dropped, and it came directly from our lower aquifer in the pink rock. Now we're going to try an experiment with our upper aquifer. We're going to have some more recharge. So we've got rain, 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 rain. Okay. I'm just going to put the straw, our groundwater pump, just in this top layer. Let's see what happens. See how the groundwater level lowers? We've actually reached our Tim Tam. That's really how it works. You can actually draw water from all different parts in the rock, and when you have layers in between them, they can separate the groundwater from the upper layer, or the water table it's often called, and the lower groundwater level, which now that we've been pumping from our groundwater bore, you can see that that contamination is mixing around the place now. So that's why we have to be really careful. Thanks everyone. Enjoy your edible aquifer.